Video, we're going to go over the subject, more so the lasso, the subject and lasso together. So drag and drop this image here into Photoshop. Can delete this one here. Oh, you know what? This will be a good time. Say you have this is your main document you're working with, right? You're doing your poster, your final product, whatever, and this one, and you just dragged and dropped an image, and you want to use this, in your document over here. All you need to do is just here in this layer, take this, just click and drag that layer over here into this document and then drop it there. And now you have it. And you'll have to go to Command T or Edit Free Transform and just make it large so that it fits how you want it within your document. Okay. And to delete a layer, highlight it and click delete on your keyboard, or go down here to the trash can and click delete. You can say don't show that again. Delete the layer. Yes. All right. So this one, we're just going to show you how Photoshop does a lot of the work in these automatic selections, but that you may need to do extra work. So we want to get a selection of this man here. Remove him from the background. So we're going to go to select and subject. That's a good one to try first. Photoshop will take a moment. Let's zoom in. So as you can see, it did a rather good job. It even got in between here, though it didn't get all of in between. If I zoom in here, you can see like there's part of the background here, so I need to remove that from the selection, and a lot of this too, right? You can see his shirt goes up to here, so I need to remove the parts of the background that didn't get fully selected. Here as well, there's this part of the hand, and it didn't get his hair as well. And that's just because it's hard to read. His hair's black, and this black background here is also black. So I just need to do a little bit of extra work. So we're going to get our lasso tool. Oftentimes, that's kind of the tool. It's just free form drawing. And so let's see here. In this case, I want to remove this area, all right? Because I don't want this as part of the selection. I want to remove it from the active selection. So I'm going to carefully draw along his shirt here with my mouse. You don't have to do it all in one go. So there we go. Removed that. There's a part in here. I'm going to scroll up, hold my Alt or Option key, and just keep removing this from the selection. This background area. I just want to get him. Draw that out carefully. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to hold my my spacebar key, turns into the hand, and I'm just going to move around this selection here to see if there's any parts that I need to add to or I need to remove. So more here. And if I need to zoom in order to see a little bit better what I'm doing, there's the zoom magnifying glass here. But I would never use it. If you can just remember Command key and the plus will zoom in, and Command key and the negative will zoom out. Okay, and then your space bar to move around. So I'm going to hold my Alt or Option key because I want to remove this part of the background from the selection. Now here, this part of the shirt's not selected. You can see how this selection area is kind of going in, and then it dips in like that. Only what is within inside of these marching ants or this selection, only what is inside of it is a part of the active selection, right? So here, this part of the shirt is not inside, so it's not a part of the selection, and I want it to be. So I just need to hold my Shift key because I'm going to add that part of the shirt now to the selection. So I'm going to start inside, doesn't really matter because that's already a part of it, and just draw around that like so. So that is now part of the selection. So hold my space bar, move around, see, so actually this is part of the background, all of this. So I need to remove that from the selection as well. So I'm going to hold my Alt or Option key, the remove. I'm just going to start in here and draw alongside his shirt as carefully as I can. Kind of goes up to maybe there. Draw it down. And you're going to want to use a mouse. Don't use your trackpad. It is annoying and it's difficult, and it's 1,000 times easier doing these selections with your mouse. So use a mouse. Okay, so now we just got to get his hair. So that's, I'm going to add that, right? So right now his hair is outside of this selection. So I'm going to hold my Shift key. And I'm going to start, this is kind of difficult to see where his hair is. But I think I'll just kind of start here. A lot of times hair is really hard to get. And there are ways to do that in Photoshop that make it easier. But for this, there we go. All right, the active selection is all around him and contains none of the background. So now I can hit Command C to copy him and Command V to paste. And there he is. And I can, do whatever I want now. If I wanted to create a new layer below him, I could find a new background to put him on. But I could also just kind of create my own kind of background. Just fill that with a color. And design from there. Okay. So that is the lasso tool in the select subject, showing you that Photoshop does a pretty good job most of the time, but a lot of the times it's going to leave parts out, or it's not going to create an exactly perfect selection, and you'll need to do a little bit more. Okay, so now let's go to the pen tool. You know what? I'm going to actually, I don't want this video here to be too long, so I'm going to end this one and create a new video for the pen tool.